Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning. Now,
Good
you guys,
morning.
I'm a little worried about Lizzie this morning. She said, we're going to sit here so they can see that sunshine.
I don't know if they can tell. It's probably just all a blur. There's some major fog.
It's not fog, it's a cloud.
And
on the mountain.
There was fog actually at my house when
we
I
didn't have any fog. We just
left this morning.
Did you get snow at your house?
Nope.
We have a little dusting on our ground, just at our house. I don't see any dusting up here, but on my grass, not on the road, but on my grass, there's just a little tiny.
Well, we need some more of it, but we've had a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh! Driving home from the airport yesterday was horrible.
Oh
there was so much. In fact, there's one little place over by Roy that the road kind of dips like this.
And it was just a lake.
You could hydroplane there really easily. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm not going real fast.
I had to drive down to Layton yesterday. My daughter had a doctor's appointment down there, and we saw 2 accidents, and it looked like people had just kind of spun out and hydroplaned.
Yeah.
I don't think it was really icy. I think it was just the hydroplaning.
Wet. It was just wet.
Yeah.
You've got to really be careful about that. I think sometimes we don't realize that rain can be
it's scary.
As snow.
It's scary.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning.
I think we have sound.
Oh, we have sound. Oh, good.
Oh, and Pam says good morning.
Oh, good morning,
Thanks, Pam.
Miss Pam. Glad to have you with us. I got to check with Miss Christiane today to see if she got Pam's quilt done last week. She's shaking her head back there, so that means I will have stuff in the mail for Miss Pam today.
That's exciting.
Yay! Okay, so I said I was driving home from the airport yesterday.
Yes.
So I just got to go on an amazing retreat. Oh my gosh, I should have taken pictures of that house. When I got on the airplane yesterday, I thought that was really stupid. I didn't take pictures of it. I didn't take pictures. But we went to Cheyenne, and we stayed in this historical house that they've redone into an Airbnb.
Okay.
But so the house is where you sleep and where you eat. And oh my gosh, her Dana made the most amazing meals for us. I need to go purchase a new wardrobe.
Okay.
Maybe 2 sizes larger. Oh, the food was amazing. And there were 21 of us that were there. The ladies were all so kind and so nice. And
they
so
always
sweet.
are.
They always are. She had one lady from Kansas and one lady from Arizona. And then kind of all around the surrounding area there to her store. But oh my gosh, everybody was so nice. But this house, so I think it started out as a smaller one, and then, like a lot of them, they just kept adding
on when they needed to.
But oh my gosh, the woodworking, the fireplaces, the old radiators. Oh, it was spectacular.
Cool.
Floor. Oh, it was
Beautiful.
It was really, really pretty. And I tried to behave myself, so I'll be invited back again.
Oh, so this was for Donna's store.
This was for Donna's store.
So
yes.
In Denver, and which if you're ever in the area, you should definitely go visit.
Yeah,
Donna.
The
quilt store.
The quilt store. Yes,
and it's
a sweet little. It's really a cute little store, and she's just done such a nice job with it. I'm proud of that girl. But I should show them what I worked on while I was there.
Yes, so that's good that you got to do some things.
I did, and oh my gosh! So, did I tell you about my dreams that I had when I was sick?
Yes, I think you did.
So, for those of you that don't know, I'm a little crazy. I mean, anybody that knows me already knows this. So one night I dreamt that, it was the same dreams, but one night I dreamt that we had mama moments. So Donna was telling me that her little quilt giveaway that she gave to everyone, they used the Tucker trimmer. And I said, so in my dream, I dreamt that she did a demo on how to use that ruler, right? And it was called Mama Moments.
Okay.
So I told Donna about it. And then, but the other one was really crazy.
Oh, I'm trying to remember the details, but I don't.
Well, so we played some games, right? And one of them was bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the dream.
Well, no, for real. We did for real. But in the dream, I dreamt that we put on this skit.
Oh.
And so Donna and I were dressed in house coats and rollers and fuzzy slippers, right? And so I came out and I was yelling for Bertha.
That's right.
Anybody seen Bertha? Hey, Bertha! So I did not. So I refused to pay Southwest to check a bag. It
Mm.
made me angry. And you know what? I got stuck in the middle seat, both coming and going, because they assign you seats unless you pay extra, and then you can choose where you want to be.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't care. I'm traveling by myself. I'm not
Right.
going to pay you extra.
Right.
Southwest. Anyway, so I thought I'm going to get everything into a carry-on
Yeah.
and my backpack.
Yeah.
And I did.
And you did it.
I did.
Good
So
job.
I asked Dawn, I'm like, okay, I'm going to need this, really, and she had everything that I needed, so I didn't have to pack all of that
Yes,
stuff.
that helps.
I got all of my stuff into a small, well, no, it wasn't a small, into a plastic project bag, and then a little thin plastic box that I got from Christiane, and everything went in my carry-on just fine.
Perfect.
Just fine. But I didn't have room for my rollers or my rover fuzzy slippers. So we went to the Walmart.
You found it?
Well, I found a pair of leopard pajamas on clearance for $6.
Okay, there
Top
you
and
go.
bottom, $3 each piece. And we got us some of those spongy rollers because we forgot them at Donna's house.
Oh.
Don't buy spongy rollers at Walmart. They're crap.
I'm sure
Save
they
your $10.
are.
They were so bad we could hardly get them to. Anyway, so we put rollers all in our hair. I put on my leopard jammies. Oh, and I bought these funny socks. So we tucked the bottoms of our jammies into our socks, and we went out there, tucked our bags underneath our arms, and went out. It was fun.
It was cute.
It was cute.
So
It
it's
was
not
very
weird
fun.
dreams, it was inspiration.
Well, so I told Dawn about those, and she's like, "Oh, Mom,
We
we're
have
doing
to.
it." I said, "Oh, I was just telling you about my dreams." So the next morning, I talked to her, and she's like,
Your mic is not on, sweetie.
"Oh, well, there you go. I hope you could hear me blabbering even with no mic on, because
Let's try this.
try this. See if
Thank
you
you,
can.
Marianne, for the comment. Let's
Thank-
see. Tell us
Okay.
if it's better.
Are you? Am I better now? Are you better? Are we better? Is everyone better? Thank you for that. Yeah, I put it on my shirt. It's a 2-part thing, though. You have to turn it on.
I think
to
I'm on. Yeah,
You're
I'm
on. You're on. Okay, so I told her all about these dreams, and she's like, "Oh, we're doing it." I'm like, "Oh, no, I just told you about my dream, right?" So the next morning, I'm talking to her, and she says, "Yeah, I went to the store and I told my girls, and they think it's a great idea. So we really are doing it, Mom." Anyway, we had a great time. We went up on Thursday, came home on Sunday, and we just sat there and sewed like it was so.
Good.
It was so nice. But yeah, we did a couple of mama moments, and we did our little skit, and we ate so much food.
And good food. And you didn't have to cook it.
No, Dana did the most amazing job cooking for
So
us.
there was a separate retreat facility
Yes.
next to the house.
Yes, so the house was like here, and maybe, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 feet away from the main house. There was this big, like, building. There were, it was just a building. There was not a bathroom out there, so which was
Oh.
good, because then it made you
Get
actually
up
take a
and-
few steps.
good
But you
idea.
know, when you're just sitting all the time, that's a good thing to do. So you had to leave the big building to go into the house to use the restroom. But there are plenty of restrooms, so that was not a problem. And they did have a couple of refrigerators out there. And then the adjusting tables, like
Oh.
what we have, only theirs were brown. They had adjusting tables, and then they had these pink gaming chairs. I don't know how I feel. They were much more comfortable than like just a folding chair.
Okay.
But they had and some of them worked and some of them didn't. They had a little pillow thing down by your lower back
Okay.
that you could plug in that would vibrate.
Ooh.
Only Joe's had wires sticking out. So we asked her to please
Ooh.
not use hers.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could have ended.
Yeah.
Poorly.
She could have been
Yeah.
really excited to quilt.
Yes, but you guys should go on Donna's Facebook page, and you can see the show and tell quilts. Oh my gosh, there were there were a lot of quilts made at this little retreat. So I'm going to show you before I tell you what we're going to talk about today. I want to show you a couple of things. So we do this little Moda's Charming Club. It's the second Thursday of every month, and this one is going to be this month, and I love the little pieced border.
I love
Is that
it.
not so cute?
I
I think
love
that
it
is so
so
cute.
much.
So we went
So
to
does that finish at 1/2 inch?
yes,
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just the pieces of your little charm pack that are left over on the side.
It's fantastic.
Isn't that a great idea?
I love it.
And so we ran into town one day and grabbed a backing for it. And Donna's like, Mom, when we get home Sunday, we're just going to put it on Gomez. That's her gamble. We're just going to put it on Gomez and we're going to quilt that quilt before you go home.
Perfect.
So we did. Last night we threw it on, it was kind of last night-ish, late yesterday afternoon. We threw it on the gammal and quilted my very favorite quilting pattern.
Good.
It's Hilton. I love that pattern. So her Gomez just did
it right up.
We were done.
Perfect.
We were done. And then, you guys, if I could turn back time.
We've probably shown you some of these through the last couple months.
We have.
Because Fred's been working on this
I've
for a
been
while.
For a while. It's not a quick quilt, but I worked on that. I got that. Well, it's not done. It's actually got half square triangles that go around that one as well. But the applique work is all done on that. And then I did this cute little basket.
Cute.
Yeah. So I actually finished up the little basket at home this morning because there was a little issue with the pattern.
So are there 12 blocks?
16.
16 blocks. So how many are done?
I think, let's see, I have the carpenter's wheel. I have a pansy. I have one more applique one. I think that's it. I think I just have the 4
So you've
left.
done 12.
I believe it's 12.
Well, and a few employees have helped.
Yeah. Lisa appliqued 2, Julie appliqued 1, and Lori appliqued 1 for me. So it's going to be a gorgeous quilt. Not for a beginner.
Yeah, and not for Liz.
Yeah,
Too much applique.
I'd offer to do your applique.
No.
But you have to let me have a break for a while in between because no. So that's what I worked on up there. And Donna got two store samples finished. And the third one, what did she need for this? Or did she get 3 done and was working on the 4th? Anyway, she got stuff done too.
Good.
Yeah. So while we were there, one of the mama's moments that we did was we talked about precision piecing. So I'm often asked and people say, how do you always get your points perfect? I don't know if you noticed on my little basket. They're not perfect.
Nothing's ever.
I don't. And you know
perfect.
what? I used to be a lot harder on myself, I think, than I am now. And I think now I actually enjoy it more because I still I'm still picky, but I don't think I beat myself up quite as much about it anymore.
Well, maybe we should talk about that. I think we've talked about that in the past, but we'll add it to our future list of that line of where to take it to and not and losing the joy in the process or continuing to keep the joy. Maybe we should talk about that again.
I think one of those things, and we can certainly talk about that, is trying to piece over your ability at the time.
Yeah.
Because like I said, that is not a beginner's quilt. I think if somebody picked up that kit and said, I'm going to go home and make it and it's going to look just like this, I think they would be really discouraged. And then the sad part about that is they may just quit.
Right.
And so you don't want anybody to be really discouraged. But so I obviously did not take a sewing machine with me, right? And Donna's like, Mom, I have plenty. You just pick and choose which one you want. So I chose this little Betty Bernina. That's what I started sewing on. Well, then Betty's light got really hot and I couldn't turn it off.
Oh.
And then she started sewing kind of wonky on me.
Oh.
But cute little Chanel that was there at the retreat does a lot of machine repairs.
Oh.
She even came over and tried to get the light bulb out so we could just.
Yeah. Was it a featherweight?
No. Bernina.
Oh, Bernina.
But we brought a backup. We brought her featherweight with us too. So after I cleaned it and oiled it, and
that's what you ended up sewing on.
Franny did just great. But her little Bernina does not have a 1/4 inch foot on it.
Okay.
Right. So I had to do a little test thing to see where the 1/4 inch seam was on that machine. So when we got there and we were talking about, okay, what is the very first thing to help you have a pretty accurate 1/4 inch seam.
Well, testing it.
But yes, test where your foot is, absolutely, where your 1/4 inch is on your foot. So if you don't have a 1/4 inch foot, and even if you do have a 1/4 inch foot, I would still test it.
Yes.
And especially if it's not a machine that you sew on all the time,
Right.
I would say definitely test it. I have several machines and I like to test all. I like to use this lovely little, I don't know if you can see this little Perkins a little bit, maybe. There's a little hole right down here in this, and that if you put this in, put your needle in there, if the edge of your foot is right along the edge of your ruler, that's your 1/4 inch, right? But before I actually even start, and you are definitely going to want to check that before you start sewing.
Right.
But the first thing is your cutting.
That's true.
If I'm not cutting accurately, no matter how good my 1/4 inch seam is,
it makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. So whenever I can, I like to use the same brand of rulers because sometimes those lines that are on your rulers can be just a little bit thicker on some than others.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little harder to see. So Creative
and some
Grids,
are dashed
yes,
versus being solid. Sometimes that makes a difference.
Yes, absolutely. And so Creative Grids are my favorite rulers for cutting. They've got this nice grippy on the back. But if you have another kind of ruler you really like that doesn't have that, you can use the grippy spray or you can use the skateboard tape. I did get some in that is, but
oh, did you try it? I don't remember.
I haven't tried it yet, but I don't know that it's going to be good.
It's going to work.
I don't think I'm going to like it. So there are other things that you can put on different rulers to help them from slip sliding around. That's all that's
there are
doing.
some little kind of silicone dots kind of or circles that people use. Some people love those. It doesn't matter what you use, just find something that you like.
Right. And that's not slipping around. And one thing that I share with people when we're cutting, because sometimes when you have that great big long 6.5 inch ruler and you've got your hand down here and you're trying to cut, I will only cut to where my hand ends. So I'm only going to cut to my top of my fingers. Then I'm going to stop and I'm going to slide my fingers down farther, because if I'm down here cutting and I'm running that, and I don't know if you can see what's happening, and that's kind of an exaggeration, but as I'm getting away from my hand and I'm pushing on the side of that ruler, I stand a chance of miscutting, of my ruler moving, and then I don't have my good straight cut. So cutting is your very first most important thing that you're going to want to do. And you want your fabric to be lined up along the edge. You don't want it poking over and you don't want it poking under. You want to just barely see the edge of your fabric right along the edge of your ruler, and cut it consistently like that, and you'll be happy with that. Okay, so we talked about that accurate 1/4 inch seam. I do like to use this little Perkins. It's the Perfect Piecing Seam Guide, and I really do use this one a lot, especially going from one machine to the other. Now, here's what I like to do. If you don't have one of those and you just want to do a little test, if you will cut 3 1-inch strips of fabric, and any length, I would cut them at least a couple inches long so you can, get a good idea of if that's going to work or not. And then just sew those 3 pieces together. Doesn't matter how you press it, just press it any old way. Then, if these all started at 1-inch strips, when I sew these together, I've lost a 1/2 inch in my center because I've got a 1/4 inch seam on both sides. I've lost a 1/4 inch on my 2 end pieces here. So if I subtract that amount from here, when I sew those 3 1-inch pieces together, I'll have a 2-inch wide piece of fabric. If you've got a 2-inch, you've got that nice 1/4 inch seam in there. So that's really what you want to strive for. We had one of the gals at the retreat that was talking about a scant 1/4 inch seam.
You gotta, you just gotta be careful.
Okay, but what my scant 1/4, I haven't noticed it so much anymore in patterns, But there used to be a lot of pattern writers that would say, sew a scant 1/4 inch seam.
Well, I think this has changed that.
A lot. But my problem with telling people to sew a scant 1/4 inch, what is a scant 1/4 inch?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, and go back to this just a little bit. Pressing makes a big difference if you've made a good
Yes, ma'am.
pressing, because if you have if they're not completely open or whatever, it does make a difference.
Pressing makes a huge difference. Yep, we've got that one on here too. And so, and it's not ironing, is it?
No.
And the other thing is, you got this. So say we're making some strip sets. I'm going to make a 9 patch, and I've got a 2.5 inch strip by 42 inches. That is not a raceway. No.
Yeah.
No. Because sometimes if we start sewing really fast, your seams can be all over the place going the length of that fabric. So slow down, take your time. It's not a race. You want to do a nice straight seam. The other thing then is, especially when you're doing strip sets, when you are pressing this, you want to press it. So I always set my seams first, right? So I've got this sewn, set your seam in there. That allows that thread to just kind of go up and melt a little bit into your seam. Then give it your press. Don't iron. When you iron, especially on a long piece, you can end up with a rainbow.
Yeah.
Nobody needs a rainbow. No, that is not
No.
good. That's not good. So, okay. So next thing I say on my little to-do ta-da list is, what kind of needles are you using? Now, that's not going to give you an accurate 1/4 inch seam. I do, however, feel like stitching with the Superior Top Stitch 80/12 needles. I don't know what it is about them, so please don't ask me. I do better piecing with these needles.
Well, I just think they last longer.
They do.
They're
They're
stay sharp.
amazing needles. They're really good. So those are the needles that I like. Now let's just do a little thread comparison here. I really feel like this is huge. So, and I know it's probably going to be really, really hard to see this on this little screen, but these 3 threads are all 50 weight threads. Yeah, you really can't tell. It's not going to be real obvious, but I'm going to show you anyway. Okay. These 3 threads are all amazing threads. They're Gutermann. The Gutermann is the darkest, Mettler's in the center, and Aurifil is over onto this side. Now, they're all 50 weight, so you would think that they were the all thickness, all the same.
Yeah,
right?
that would make sense to me, but
They're
no.
not. They are not.
Gutermann is the
thickest
thread.
of the 3.
Thickest, yeah.
They're all amazing threads, but if you are, and when a lot of this piecing is going to come into play is when you're doing little tiny things, like you've probably noticed it in your tiny club. If your thread is even just a hair thicker than some of the other, you may not end up getting your perfect little points.
And when I'm doing my tiniest stuff, I use 80 weight.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, when you're ending up with a 1/4 inch piece in there,
when I'm doing,
even 50 weight makes a big difference.
Yeah,
right?
yes, I use the thinner thread, and I'm talking my tiny things, which that's very unique. I know a lot of people don't do that, but it does make a difference. But I wouldn't piece a large quilt with 80 weight.
No, I would not either. I like the strength and durability of a 50 weight, but your thread can make a difference as well. When you're pressing, make sure that you're not getting tucks in the front. So I will set my seams. I then press it with finger, press it over, and then I'm going to press from the front side. That helps me get rid of all of those little tucks that might be in my seam there. So I like to do that. So
I tied your thread.
Thank you. It's all right. It's just thread.
Really quick on these Aurifil, which I love, and this is what I piece with most of the time if I'm not using a cone. But if you don't like the way it pulls off the spool onto your machine or whatever, you can pop this little guy off and put it around. You can also, if you're traveling, tuck the end of your thread down in that bottom bit and then tuck this on, and it will kind of,
it won't come
keep
undone.
track. But that little disc does pop off.
Does come off. It does. So if I am pressing my seams open, I like to use these pressing bars. Now it does say that it has a clapper on it, and it does. That's what this bottom part is, but there's no real weight there, so it doesn't really flatten my piece as much. But if I am pressing a seam open, I love to do it on these pressing bars. They've got a little bit of wool up on the top. You lay it on there, you press that seam open. There's no shadowing on both sides of your little piece that you've just pressed. So I love those pressing bars. Wool mats, a must-have. Do a comparison. If you've never tried one, do a comparison and just check it out. Or we've got one back here in the classroom. You're welcome to come here and try it out. It is amazing the difference
really
between
does.
how much flatter your pieces go. We had some gals at our little retreat, and they were watching me use this pressing bar, and they said, well, "What is that? And how do you?" So I showed them. They immediately went over and bought one from Donna, and they came back and they showed their quilts that they were piecing, and they said, "We cannot believe it. Look at this one was pressed with it. This one was not pressed with the seams open with that bar. Look at the difference."
I think if there's just one thing you want to change in your piecing, if you're not using a wool mat, that's the first thing I'd recommend. Wool mat, 100%.
100%.
And I have
Mhm.
little ones that I travel
Yep.
with. I have a big one on my ironing station. They're everywhere. I do not press without a wool
I
mat.
don't either. I love them.
That's my number one tip. And we've shown these before, but aren't they
have.
fantastic? And if you want to order one, just call the store. We don't have them on our website,
We don't.
but we could work out a deal with
Because
you
it would
if you
probably
want.
cost you $50
It's
to ship it.
expensive to ship because
They're-
they are heavy.
They're 4 pounds.
Yeah.
They're 4 pounds. So,
But we could work out a deal if you really want one.
Yeah, we could figure out. We could put them in a
Not a deal. We could work out a way.
shipping,
A
a way to
shipping
get
rate.
them to you.
Yeah.
So our sweet little friends over in Logan area make these for us. They're all handmade. They are amazing. They only charge $100 for them, you guys, and that is such
That's
a
a
good
really
deal.
good price.
It's a
just for the workmanship.
It is. They're and all different. So they're not all flying geese. We have lots of different styles, but they're weighted. And boy, if you want to see a flat seam, you press it, you put this on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to leave it there for an hour. It's just
No.
while it cools.
Yeah, just for a few. So even really while you're pressing your next piece, move, pop, done and done and done. The other thing that will really help you with your precision piecing is oversize and trim down.
Always.
You know, a lot
Anytime.
of the specialty rulers, like the Square and a Square, Cat's Cradle, Flying Geese, all of those specialty rulers from Studio 180 and from Creative Grids, they all have you oversize. If you're doing half square triangles, quarter square triangles, oversize those because, and especially if you see a 3/8 or a 7/8, say no.
Yeah.
Bounce it up to that next 8. So never cut a 3. I shouldn't say never. I don't cut 3/8 or 7/8 inch. I will bounce it up to half and a whole number. That gives me just a little time because the 3/8 and the 7/8, it's perfect.
Unless if you see it out on a pattern from Fran, know that you have to cut it because she will only tell you that if you have to.
So sometimes if you're doing set-in triangles or other pieces, you may have to. You may have to do that. But for half square triangles, quarter square triangle, I'm gonna bring those things up so that you're not wasting 2 yards of fabric. It's the tiniest little slivers that you are trimming off. That's just going to make you so much happier with your piecing.
To account for our humanness, it just
Exactly.
really helps.
Exactly. So, well, that's all that I wrote down on I know there's lots of other tips and tricks. And if you guys also have some that work for you, please let us know about that. This is how we all learn from each other.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
new things do come out, and so we try them out. Like the wool mats, I remember, I don't think I was working here yet, and I came to a retreat, and I feel like they've come down in price a little bit.
Yes.
When they very first came out, they were very expensive.
Well, those first ones were from Australia.
Yeah.
And they were more than so these are the ones we carry now are by the Gypsy Quilter, and they are still New Zealand wool, but so this little one is only $10.
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to make the investment, so I went and tried it out, and that was so
That's
handy
all
to be
you
able
had to do, right?
to try it out.
Yep.
So not everything. We don't carry every new
No.
fancy thing, but the things that are worth it, we try and tell you.
So that was one of the things we talked about at the retreat. They were asking, well, what do you blah, 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 and what's new, blah. And I said, you know what, here's the thing. I have tried a lot of notions. I've tried a lot of gadgets. Some of them are keepers and some of them are not.
Yeah.
And if they're not in my store, not that everything is in our store, because we don't do that, but the things that I have in my store are things that either I have tried and loved or my staff has tried and loved. And we know that they're a good value for you. We know that they're something that you're going to use over and over and over again. So we try and take care of y'all like that.
So I did link the perfect piecing guide. So if you don't have
Nice.
one of those, I've linked that on for our store, and I did link the needles.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
thread, I didn't link anything there, but we have several colors of thread
We
here
do.
in the store, and we're carrying more and more Aurifil.
We are.
We're trying to build our collection of this.
Mhm.
If you want the weighted clapper, give us a call. We can try and
We'll see what
figure
we
out
can
what
do.
the shipping might be on that, but it will be
Mhm.
a little bit expensive, just because it's so heavy. But we will try and have a good collection for Shop Hop, right? Are we building up
Oh,
our
we
collection?
are.
Okay,
I've
good.
already told Alyssa, you have that husband of yours. Yeah, she's like, well, how many? And I said, as many as he can make by the end of
Yeah.
April, because
Yeah.
we'll be the only store that will have them. So we are
Yes.
exclusive right now with them. And they're
They're
just,
just so beautiful.
oh, they're gorgeous.
So-
I wish you could feel the workmanship of this. It's, they're
yeah.
gorgeous.
You can tell as soon as you pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So
anyway, I think that's all we
that's
had
all
today,
we had
right?
today. Yes, that was a lot of blabbering I had today.
If you want to, I did look up the Charming Club is next Thursday, the 12th.
Yes.
So, and I think you still have space in that class if you'd like to come.
Yeah, we do.
If you'd like to come, you get a free pattern and you just pay for the class. And there's going to be 3 more of those.
This one and one more, and then I think we're going to switch it over to another
something new.
class
That's
in
exciting.
May. So yeah,
So
pretty exciting.
You've still got time to sign up for that if you'd like to
Yes.
come join Fran next week. So
and we will have kits for the little quilt here in the store too. So
perfect.
yes, we'll do it. Hey,
Perfect.
all right, everybody, have a great day. We hope you all can maybe sit and sew some today, or
Yes,
do
yes.
something fun for yourself, and be kind to one another. And we'll see you again next week.
Sounds good.
Okay, bye guys.
everybody.